Now, what are the topics you want in mathematics?
Variation.
Variation. That we know we are discussing variation in full detail. So you can move now. Let's take variation. Variation. What is the meaning of variation? The meaning is when a variable changes with another variable. It means change in a variable due to change in another variable. Are you there? Yes, I believe you are there. So what this means is that if we talk about variable, we use any letter to represent variable. And for instance, something represents that variation itself. So it depends. It might be more than one variable to a variable. It might be like 3 variables to another variable. But in this case, something is changing and changing another one. So that is what we call variable. And that will lead us to types of variable. Types of variable. So we have 4 types of variation. Four types of variation. Namely, first is direct variation. Second is inverse variation. Inverse variation. Third is joint variation. And the fourth is partial variation. Partial variation. Now we take them one by one so that we can achieve this class, what this class is for today. Take the first one. We are taking the first one now. The first one is direct variation. What's it all about? Number one, direct variation. What is it all about? The way direct variation comes, they'll be on the same level. This is variable, direct like this, to another variable, For instance, if I say that x variable varies directly as y. This is an example of direct variation. I can as well write as x varies. If I don't want to put direct there, I'll just x varies as y. I'm still saying direct variation. So what we come next is we have to represent this one mathematically. The next thing you write is x varies direct as y. This one shows the varies. This alpha S shows varies. And this alpha is always termed to be equals to k, where k is a constant. You must have a constant always. Now, this that you see here means anytime you see this sign alpha, you change it to equals k. So it means that where I have x varies as y, I will change it to x equals ky. Where equals ky is same thing as alpha. So what is now the rule? The first rule you have to get here is that when you write your formula like this, the next thing you have to do at this point is the rule of this is that first rule, get the value of k. 2, substitute for k. To do what? To have the relationship between the variables. Now, what are we doing here? Let's now see an example. Example. If x varies directly as y, and x equals 12 when y equals 3. Find the relationship between x and y. Solution A. They said that x varies as y. Then we are going to write, just like I said, change the varies to equals to ky. Then the next thing is to find k. They said that when x equals 12, y equals what? 3. So what will now happen? Something for x and y here. Something for x, that is 12 here, and y here, get k. That is, what we are writing now will be what? Will be 12 equals k times 3. And k equals 12 over 3, which is equal to 4. So in this case, it means that If you now want to find the relationship now will be, therefore, their relationship is x. Go back to the equation, this equation. Go back to this equation, x equals ky. You are changing k there. So just say that x equals, instead of k, 4, y. That's about that. I think that one is clear, right? I think that is clear. Rahima, I think that is clear. Abikudos, you are just joining. Is that clear?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now let's look at another example. We are going for example 2 now. Example 2. Let's go for example 2. Now, example 2. The height h in meter of a pole is directly proportional to length L in meter again, length L in meter of its shadow, If the length of shadow is 5 meters, when height is 10 meters. Now, question A, find the connecting formula between the height and length of shadow. B, find the value of the length or of the height of a pole when its shadow is 25 meters. Now let's look at the solution here. solution. They say that height varies. Is that proportional? So here I should say direct proportional. I'll just say that varies directly as length. So H varies as what? As L. That is H equals KL. What they now gave us was that H equals 10 meters when L equals 5 meters. So question A, we want to find the connecting formula. It's same thing as relationship. They will say it in that way again. So let's see. Now we just say that substitute for H and K now. Therefore, 10 is H equals K times 5. So K equals 10 over 5, which is equal to 2 meters. You now say, you end it that, thus, the connecting formula is like a right relationship. They can say it in that way. Connecting formula is H equals to L. Now, next one, that's B. Question B now is to be found. B says that H equals, L equals 25 meters, and we have to find H. But we have gotten the connecting formula that H equals 2L. Therefore, H equals 2 times 25 meters, which is equal to 50 meters. Therefore, the height of the pole is 50 meters. Almost now, tell me whether you understand or you don't understand. If you don't understand, let me know. If you understand,
I don't understand.
Which one?
From that example, from the second example.
Okay, let me take it back. The question says that the height H, it means H represents the height, and it is measured in meters, of a pole varies directly as length L, that is L represents length of its shadow. They now say that if the length of shadow is 5 meters, when the height is 10 meters, you go here. H varies directly as L. You change directly to equals K, that is H equals KL. Then they now told us that if the length of the shadow is 5, that is L is 5 meters, and the height is what? Is 10 meters. That is H equals 10 meters. Look at it, height H. So they now ask you find the connecting formula. Connecting formula is anything as the relationship that they said in the first one. The relationship they said in the first one, that find the relationship between X and Y. Here it is connecting formula. They said you are doing the same thing. The first thing you do as a rule is to find K. It means H now, instead of writing H, you write 10. Instead of 10 meters, right? 10 ordinarily. Equals K times L, where L is 5 times 5. Therefore, what happens? You divide. K equals 10 over 5. At that point, your K is 2 meters. If you now want to find the connecting formula as a relationship, we have our K equals what? H equals KL. So when you're writing KL, what do you write? You write what? This is what you write. Look at it. Instead of writing H equals KL, it's the K that you will change. You will leave the letters alone, the variables. So it's now the H equals 2 instead of 2 meters. Oh, it's ordinary 2, not meters said, because both of them they have the same unit. So I will remove that M, it's just 2. So it has no unit. So in this case, you can see that we have our 2 here as the final answer. The next thing now is to find the connecting formula. The connecting formula has been gotten here as K equals what? Equals 2L. Next thing to now do here is to find the length. They said the length is what? Length is 25 meters, right? And h equals what? Equals unknown. Look at the question. Find the value of height of the pole when the what? When its shadow is 25 meters. When its shadow is 25 meters. You have another person just coming. When its shadow is 25 meters. Oh, this one is not it. When its shadow is 25 meters. Mostly, please mute yourself. Now, what do we do here at this point? So easy. Go to the formula that you have already found there. The formula is h equals 2L. When L is 25 meters, h equals 2 times L, that is 2 times 25 meters, then the height of the pole is 50 meters. Do you now understand?
Yes, sir.
Clear now? What about calculation?
Yes, sir.
You understand? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the next thing we are going to is the indirect variation. The same process we did just now. So that's number 2 of the whole thing. Number 2. Indirect variation. Let's go there. So that's number 2 of the work. Number 2 now. Number 2. That is inverse. They call it inverse variation or indirect. We are saying the same thing. Variation. Now, what's the meaning of this? Example of this is that we say that A varies inversely as B. Are we together? So when they write this, the meaning of this is A varies. The A they say there, that varies. What we have there, I'll give you the interpretation now. This is the way you write it. A varies. You put one on top, then B down. That means it is inversely now. Are we together? So the next thing we are going to do the same rule you did for the other one is what you do here. In this case now, you have to change this to constant, and that will be A equals, you change it, equals K over B. Is that okay? Now, after that, you see, I've changed this one here to K is like, I say K times 1 up there. Just change this immediately over B. So the next thing is to find K. Find K. K here will just give you AB. Are we together? Now let's look at example. Example 1. Example 1. X varies inversely as Y. When Y equals to X equals 3. Find the relationship between X and Y. What do we do here? So easy. You just say that solution here. X varies inversely as Y. Then the next thing is to say that change that to K, X equals K over Y. Then we have what? Change the values. X is 3, right? Change it to 3. Equals K over Y. Our Y is 2. Cross multiply. K equals 2 times 3. And that's equal to 6. The next thing you do here is what? Is to find the relationship. Now, their relationship is X. You repeat the X, is K you are changing now, equals 6 over Y. This is the relationship they ask us to do. Any question at this point? Question? Do you understand?
No.
Yes, I can. Okay.
Who said no? Abkudus.
So
You don't understand?
yes, their relationship, their relationship, sir.
Okay, how you find relationship is this? Just follow again. They said I find relationship. Go back to your equation. This is the equation. Real equation is X equals K over Y. It's only when they say relationship, rewrite the equation and change K to
6.
that value. Change K to that value. That will be X equals 6 over Y. That's what they mean by relationship.
Yes, now.
Do you understand?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Muslim, you are not talking. What's happening? Okay, now let's try another question. That will be example 2. Example 2 is rolling now. Example 2. Now we have example 2. Example 2 goes thus. The cost of feeding is inversely proportional to time spent, or we say time taken, is inversely proportional to time taken. Inversely proportional to time taken. Now, the cost of feeding is ₦7,000 when the time taken is 20 minutes. Now, the first question, A, find the connecting formula for both cost of feeding and time taken. B, find the cost of feeding when the time is 140 minutes. Solution. In your own interest, just like let's C equals cost of feeding. Then we have T equals time taken. Because they didn't give you letter, in the other one, we are given letter. Specifically, I didn't give you letter A. You have to represent everything mentioned there as letter. So they say the cost from the question, the cost of feeding is inversely proportional to time taken. So now come here that, okay, that means that we have C inversely proportional or inversely as T. C equals, you have to change this inversely, I mean the variables value there as K over T. From the information given to us, cost equals 7,000 naira when T equals 20 minutes. We go back to the equation. C is 7,000. Write 7,000 there. equals K, we don't know K, divided by 20. Now we are going to multiply like this, cross multiply like this. When we cross multiply now, what do we get? We will say that K, that guy K is equal to 7,000 times 20. And that's what? 140,000. What is now their relationship or connecting formula they said there? So therefore, you now see that. Therefore, the connecting formula is a relationship. Is when we have the equation C equals K over T, you change it. So only K you change there. Then you write what you have there. C, you leave C equals 140,000 over T. Hope that aspect is clear. Hope that aspect is clear. Pick out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we can go to the next one. That is talking about the B part, where they told us that they said find the cost of feeding when the time is 140 minutes. So that's what we are looking for now. B part now. B says that T equals 140 minutes. And we have to find C unknown. You go back to the formula that you have formed already. But C equals 140 over T. Therefore, C equals 140,000 over T, which is 140. 140 cancel 140. C equals 1,000 naira. You now end it. You must end it in words. Because when you give you question in words, you end it in words. You now say, therefore, thus, the cost of feeding is 1,000 naira. Any question at this point? Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Question. No question. Okay, that's good. Now, mute yourself. Mute. We'll take the last one today. I mean, the third one. That will be the last one we'll take for today. We can't take everything together today. So we are taking the joint variation as they go together. Let's go. Number 3. Joint variation. Someone is talking there. Someone is talking there. No more. You're going to be talking us. Eh? Sorry, in 10 minutes time, this thing will stop. You log yourself in again so that we can finish it in case you are logged out automatically. Log in again with the same code. Now, what is joint variation? In this case, it can be like this. X varies as X as Y and Z. These they are both direct. Here you say that X varies Y times Z because they are both they both varies as x, say like that. They can say that x varies directly as y and inversely as z. Here now it means that you write x varies, you put y up, then inversely as z. Now let's look at example of the two. Example 1. Example 1 here. Example 1 here says that m varies as n and p m equals 20 when n equals 2 and p equals 5. Find their connecting formula. Their connecting formula. Solution A is that you say that m varies as n over p. That is to say, m, you now introduce your k equals kn over p. Going by this, they told us that m equals 20 when n equals 2 and p equals 5. You go back to the equation, you now say therefore m is 20 equals k times 2 divided by 5. You change k, you leave k like that, you change n to 2, then divided by 5. You know, remember, when you find connecting formula, is the k that you need to get the answer. From here, you now say that cross multiply. K times 2 is 2k equals 5 times 20. From there, we have 2k equals 100 and k equals 100 all over 2, which is equal to 50. Then you now end it. Thus, the connecting formula is you change k, change to k. Oh, the question I gave you is quite different from what I'm solving. Sorry. So that means I have to clean all this. I have to clean everything here. So here I'm cleaning everything. I didn't do inverse. I didn't give you inversely, I'm solving inversely. Sorry about that. Let's quickly go over it again. Now we have, let's go back to the question. The question says that we should find their connecting formula. Let's go there again. You have M varies as NP. Introduce your K, M equals K NP. We now say that when M is what? M is given as 20, N equals 2, and P equals 5. Now change M to 20 equals K times N, which is 2, times 5. That is, we have 20 equals 10K. K equals 20 over 10, and the answer is 2. You now say that their connecting formula is, introduce K back to the formula, M equals 2 NP. That is, you are going to change this K to 2. M equals K NP. You are changing only K. You remember, only K is what you are changing. Then you write the formula M equals 2 NP. I believe you are all clear about this one. If you are not clear about it, please signify now before I go to the last example. Anybody there? Oh, you understand?
Clear, sir. Yes, sir.
What about the next person? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Muhammad, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This thing will stop soonest. Is that okay? Once it stops, relog in again. You use the same code to relog in. It's still valid. Okay? It will soon stop. Let's see the next example. Let's see the next example. Example 2. Example 2. Now write as the density G varies as mass M in kilogram, and inversely, this thing will soon stop. Logging back as G volume. Now let's go back to the question that we are about to solve. I want to rewrite the question because the question is not correct enough. Now, the question, I want to rewrite it just like I said. Okay, the one we wrote the other time is, it has the, here is 2 NP. So I said the density G, it is measured in kilogram per cubic meters of an object. Who is talking here now? Always mute yourself now. Now, Muhammad. Of an object varies as the mass, which is measured in kg. In mass, measured in kg, and inversely as the volume cubic meters. If the density of an object is 1,000 kilogram per cubic meters, when its mass is 250 kilogram and volume is 20 cubic meters. Find, hello, what are you saying? Rahim or Shafi?
Please, sir.
I raise your hand.
Sir, I did not quickly log in. So, yes, I did not quickly log in, so I did not catch. Okay.
It's just second example we want to do. The one we started. Find.
Okay.
Yeah. Connecting formula. Now, solution to this. Solution. Is it that density D varies as M as mass? Oh, I didn't put M there. I should put M there so that we use letter to represent them. Mass M, yeah. And this is volume V. So D varies as M, inversely as V. Shafi, mute yourself, please. So D equals K M over V. Now, when mass, D equals 1,000 kilogram per cubic meters. M equals, that's the mass, 250 kg. And the V equals 20 cubic meters. What happens now? You now substitute. G is 1,000 equals K, we don't know, K times 250. then divided by 20. Cross multiply here. You can cancel 0, 0, cancel 0 here. Then we cross multiply and say that we have 25k equals 2 times 1,000. Going further, we say that k equals 2,000 all over 25. And if you divide this, 25 here, 1. If you divide 25 in 1,000, do you know it is 40? Because 25 in 100 is 4 times 2. So we are looking at what? 80. Are we together? So k equals 8 in this case. And if you like, can divide small. 5 in 2,000, we give you 400. 5 in 25, we give you 5. 5 in 400, we give you 80. So now the next thing you are writing is, therefore, the connecting formula. You are changing only k, don't forget. Formula is G equals 80M over V. Are we together? Are we together? Are we
Yes, sir.
together?
Yes, sir.
Any question at this point?
Yes, sir.
Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
So this is where we are going to stop for today.
No, sir.
I'm going to send questions to your parents so that they can give it to you. Or you want the question now?
Yes, sir.
You want them now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me bring my questions. Just give me a few minutes. I'll bring the questions. Don't making noise there. That should be Shafiu. Yes. The questions goes thus. Assignment now. Assignment. Now we have assignment to contend with. Take home. Take home. Number 1. If P varies as Q and P equals 4.5 when Q equals 12. Find A, question A, the relationship between P and Q. B, find P when Q equals 16, comma. C, find Q when P equals 2.4. That's number one. Number two. Number two question. Number two question. T, if T varies as 1 over S and T equals 2 when S equals 60. Question A, find the relationship between T and S. B, find the value of T when S equals 90. Then C, find S when T equals 2.5. The third question. The third question. Third question. Number 3. The membership, the membership fee of a club varies inversely with the number of members. Full stop. When there are 80 members, the fee is 350. What is the fee? Is the fee when there are 56 members. The last question of the day. The last question of the day. Number 4. X varies directly as the product of U and V, and inversely, as their sum. Full stop. So next now is, if X equals 3, when U equals 3 and V equals 1, what is the value of X if U equals 3 and V equals 3? Question mark. Have you gotten the questions? Have you gotten the questions? Have you gotten the questions?
Yes, sir.
Sir, U is equal to 3 and V is equal to what?
Which one?
Yeah.
When U equals 3
If
and
X is
V,
equal to 3.
If X equals 3, U equals 3, and V equals 1, comma.
Yes.
What is the value of X if U equals 3 and V equals 3? Question mark. Have you gotten the questions?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far? Any question? Any question? No question. If there are no questions,
No, sir.
We can call it a day. See you on Friday when we'll be having physics.
Thank you, sir.
Wait. When did you come back from school on Friday?
Somewhat to 3.
Should we still leave it as this time? What are you saying? Should we still leave it like this? Because your parents might not be at home until that time, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's leave it
Yes,
for this
sir.
time. That time we'll be talking about physics. Any topic in your mind for physics?
Okay, sir.
Any topic in your mind for physics? But mind you, this assignment will be discussed first before we go to physics. Okay? So you come early. What is the topic you are looking at in physics?
Okay, sir.
Which topic are you looking at in physics?
Electric charges.
Okay, electric charges. And what?
Yes.
That's electrostatic.
And
that's electrostatic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No problem. So we shall discuss that next class. So see you when I see you, and bye.
Thank you,
now.
sir.
You're welcome.
Leave.
And if you love this video and you want to join, you can easily subscribe. Just click the subscribe button down there and join us. For you to contact me, just all you need is to just call the number below. And if you are parents listening to me now, the class has started. So if you want to join, you want your child to join us, just call this number on the screen. 080 22 70 6148, or go to the description below. You will see our WhatsApp group there, and you can easily join. But don't forget, if you love this video, click the subscribe button and subscribe, so that we can have opportunity of uploading more. Then again, click the notification button, so that anytime I upload any video, you will get it immediately. I remain your one and only Maths and Physics coach, Mr. Taju. See you when I see you, and bye for now.